Hi there guys, Wrath here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to another Age of Sigmar battle report. So today we're going to be playing a scenario from the big book called Preemptive Strike, and we are going to be playing Duardin versus Chaos. So the Duardin, they've captured a Realmgate from the Chaos, and they're waiting for reinforcements to arrive, so they've just got to defend that Realmgate, and Chaos are coming in to destroy the Realmgate. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's read the armies. Okay, so here we've got the Chaos Army, which is led by Korghus Khul, who's the Warlord. And he's accompanied by a Bloodsecrator, Threx Skullbrand. And then we have 5 Blood Warriors with a champion. And the Blood Stoker, and his Korghus. And then we have our 20 Blood Reavers. So that's the Chaos Horde. And here we've got the Duardin. So the Duardin is led by Belegar Ironhammer, which is the general. And then we have a Rune Lord. And we've got here 10 hammers with full command. And over here we've got 10 warriors with full command. And then we've got some artillery at the back. We've got an organ gun and a dwarf cannon. And we've got an engineer there. His name's Grim Berloxen. So these guys are going to be trying to defend the Realmgate. Okay, so here we've got our battlefield, which we're set in Duardinia, which is in the realm of fire, and in the Brimstone Peninsula. And here we're going to be fighting over the Realmgate in the center. So the Duardin are going to be trying to defend that, and the Chaos are going to be trying to destroy it. So we've got some bubbling geysers as well. That's one of the terrain features of the Realm of Fire, 6 of them. And basically every turn you roll in the hero phase and a random one erupts, and it does damage within 6 inches to anybody there. So that's a pretty cool effect. There's also some other rules for the Realm of Fire. Well, for the Chaos, once per game you can, Legions of Chaos, if you've got a Chaos General, then you can roll and you basically get some summoned reinforcements. There's another rule called Overthrow the Tyrants. So if you've got a General aligned to Order, which the Dwarfs are, then you roll a dice, depending on what battle round you're in, and you can bring on some Stormcast Eternals as reinforcements. And yeah, there's some other rules with flaming missiles. So basically if you're shooting over 12 inches, you can reroll wound rolls of a 1, because the missiles, they start burning, they're flaming missiles. And clouds of smoke and steam. So terrain features, they actually block line of sight. So that is the battlefield, and let's get into the setup. Okay, so deployment has been carried out. So the Duardin set up first within 12 inches of the Realmgate there. And then Chaos picked a point on the table edge and set up within 9 inches, 1 to 3 units. So I've set up the Reavers, the Blood Warriors, and Threx Skullbrand, the Bloodsecrator, with his portal there. And the objective here is for the Chaos to destroy the portal. And the portal has 8 wounds and a save of 3+. And the Duardin have just got to stop me getting there. So normally the scenario will end in either battle round 4, 5, or 6. So we'll roll in battle round 4 and 5 to see if it finishes then, or it'll finish automatically in round 6. So let's get started. Okay, so it's the Sentinels to choose who starts, and that's the Chaos, and I'll go first. So we'll start by rolling to see which geyser blows up. So we'll start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 we'll reroll. That's a 2. So this geyser here erupts. So any unit within 6 inches takes a D3 mortal wounds. Okay, so we've got the cannon and the warriors and Belegar within 6 inches. So D3 mortal wounds for the cannon. That is 2 wounds. So that the cannon's down to 2 wounds. Now for the dwarf warriors, Another 2 wounds, so 2 of them are dead.
Dead.
And Belegar, he's got 5 wounds.
Yep.
So that is 1 wound on Belegar, so
He's
down to 4. Well, that was quite a devastating geyser there. And next, my Blood Secretor, he's going to plant his Portal of Skulls just where he is, so he can't move, but it gives a good boost to everybody else within 18 inches. And into the movement, and I'm going to bring my Reavers forward 6 inches. Hopefully can get a charge on the Realmgate this turn, maybe, if I'm lucky. And the Blood Warriors are going to move up 5 inches. Actually, I'm going to run them, so 5 inches plus d6. So that is 7 inches. So they can move up to here. And that's movement over, and I don't have any shooting or so straight into the charge phase. Okay, so the charge phase, we need 9 inches to get to the Realmgate here. So I'm kind of avoiding getting into combat with his dwarfs. I just want to take out that Realmgate. So we need a 9 or more on 2d6. So let's see what we get. A 7, so that's a failed charge. So they stay where they are. And there's no close combat, so that's end of battle round 1 for the Chaos. Okay, so start of battle round 1 for the Duardin, and we're going to see which geyser blows up. So roll a d6.
And it's a 2.
That's a 2, so the same one has blew up again.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's roll for the cannon. A d3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so that's 2. That's dead then.
The cannons blew up. Okay, now for the warriors. D3 mortal wounds. One.
1 dead.
And Belegar. He takes 1 more wound, so he's down to 3. Quite unlucky getting the same geyser blow up twice in a row, but okay, next the Duardin, they're going to use the ability Overthrow the Tyrants, which is a Realm of Fire special rule. Because they're forces of order, on a 3+, they can summon a unit of Stormcast Eternals. Which they do, so a unit of Stormcast Eternals comes in to help them. And the Duardin, they've chose to summon Vandus Hammerhand on Dracoth, and he's going to set up within 9 inches of Belegar, so he's been set up just next to the portal there. And next, the Rune Lord, because he's within 6 inches of the Realmgate, he's going to try and summon reinforcements, so that's on a 4+. Which he makes, so he can pick any unit from his collection that he'd like to put on the board.
Okay.
Okay, so the Duardin, they've picked to summon Gyro Bomber, and he's set up just there, which is just within range of the Chaos, but too far away for me to charge him if I get the next round. Okay, now the Belegar, he's going to use Inspiring Presence on the Dwarf Warriors, and the Rune Lord here is going to try and cast what's the name of it?
Ancestral Shield.
Ancestral Shield on the hammers here. So that gives them an extra 6+ save on top of, it's like a ward save, and that works against mortal wounds as well. So that's a 2+ for it to go off, Ancestral Shield, which it does. So they've got a 6+ ward now. Okay, and into the movement phase, and the hammers are going to move up 4 inches. And the Rune Lord's going to move across.
Here.
And Vandus, he's going to move 10 inches up towards the Blood Reavers. And now the Warriors are going to move 4 inches. And now Belegar is going to move up 4. And now into shooting, and the Gyro Bomber is going to attack the Blood Reavers here. So it's got 4 attacks.
4+2.
Hitting on 4+. So it's 3 hits. Wounding on 3+. So 3 wounds, and the Reavers don't have any saves, so 3 are dead. And next, Vandus, he's going to use his Storm Breath, and he's going to put it just here in between all 3 units. So they're all covered. So on a 4+ for the Blood Secretor, it hits him, which it does. So it's a D3 mortal wounds, which is
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
He's down to.
So he's down to 3 wounds. And now the blood warriors, so 4+, which it does. So D3 mortal wounds. That's 1 wound. So one of these guys is down to 1 wound, and the reavers finally 4+, which it does, and a D3 wounds. That's 1 wound, so we'll just take another one off here. And now the organ gun here is going to shoot the blood reavers, and you're shooting with 2 barrels.
Yep,
Okay,
2 barrels.
so that's 2 plus for jam. Okay, so it doesn't jam. So now it's 2d6 attacks. That's 7 shots, and they're hitting on a 3+, so 7 3+. That is 5 hits. Okay, wounding on
3s.
3s. Ooh, so, okay, so that's 3 dead. So I'll take the 3 off here. And we're into the charge phase. So Vandus here is going to try and charge the reavers. So we need 5+, which he makes. So he can move in here. And next the hammers here, they're going to charge the blood reavers. So 6+, which they make. So in they go. So start the combat phase, and D3 extra attacks because Vandus charged, so that is 1 extra attack.
Okay, so that's 4 attacks. This is Tempestos hammer.
Okay, 4 attacks hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits, wounding on 2s.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's 3 wounds. Oh, actually, it's
D3 damage each.
Yeah.
So
3d3. So that's 6 that are dead. And next we've got Dracoth's Claws and Fangs. So that's 3 attacks hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3s. Yeah, 2 wounds.
Yeah.
So 2 more are dead. And now my pile-in for my reavers. So I'll just move these around here. And now for the reavers to attack back. So they get an extra attack for being within 18 inches of the secretor here, and they also get an extra attack for being within 12 inches of a totem. So that puts the normal reavers up to 3 attacks and the champion on 4. So we're hitting here on 4s. We can reroll 1s. So we can reroll these. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits. We're wounding on 4s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds, and there's no rend.
So 3+ save.
3+ save for Vandus. So that's
so he takes
2
2
wounds.
wounds.
So Vandus is down to 5 wounds. Now pile in for the hammers. So I can move 3 inches up into the reavers. So we've got 5 guys, hammers here attacking. So that
the champion.
is, yeah, plus champion.
That's 11 attacks. 3+ to hit.
Okay, 3+ to hit here. So that is 7 hits. Wounding on
3s.
3s.
Okay, so
6 wounds and no save, so they're actually wiped out. They would have been wiped out in the battle shock phase anyway, so. And that's the end of the combat. So we're into battle round 2 here, so let's roll to see who starts or who can pick. So for the chaos, we've got 2 and
So 1.
so 1 for the Duardin. So chaos to go first. So let's see which geyser erupts. It's a 2 again. So this geyser's erupted 3 times in a row.
Yes.
And within 6 inches, that covers Belegar and the crew. So D3 mortal wounds for Belegar.
Okay.
It's 2 wounds.
So he's down to.
He's down to 1 wound. It looks like he's going to be killed by bubbling geysers only. Okay, and now the crew. That's 2 of them dead. Okay, so start of the hero phase, and the Blood Secretor here is going to cast his Portal of Skulls again. Okay, so start of the movement phase, and I can Wrath Awakened. So at the start of my movement phase, I roll a dice for each of the units that I have in reserve or that have died, and let's see if they come on. And they come on a 3+. So for the Korghus, 3+, he's not on. For the Bloodstoker, a 4, so he's on. Korghus Khul, my Warlord, come on. Oh no, 1, so he's not on. It's just the Bloodstoker. And let's see if my Blood Reavers, if they can come on as well. No, so they don't. Wow. So just the Bloodstoker. And the Bloodstoker has set himself up from the other side of the battlefield there. And now the Blood Warriors are going to move forward 5. Staying away from 3 inches at least away from Vandus. Okay, so that is movement over, and there's no shooting, so we're straight into the charge phase, and my Blood Warriors here are going to try and charge the Realmgate. So we need 8 inches there on 2d6. So come on. Yeah, we get it on an 8. So in they go. And now the combat phase, so we're going to pile in 3 inches. And into the combat. So we've got an extra attack for these Blood Warriors because of the Portal of Skulls. So that is 3 attacks each and 4 for the champion. And we're hitting on 3s. So that is 7 hits. We're wounding on 4s. That is 5 wounds, and
3+6.
Saving on 3+. So, so that's 4 wounds on the portal. So
portal's
down to 4 wounds.
Dice.
And that's the end of Battle Round 2 for the Chaos. So into Battle Round 2 for the Duardin. Okay, so we're going to start by rolling for the geysers to see which one blows up.
3,
Number 3, so
this one, so I think it'll
on
just
back
get the
there.
warriors.
Yeah,
They're going to take 3 wounds, so that's 3 of them dead.
3 mortal wounds. Better put them aside for Battle Shock.
Yep.
And next we're going to see if we can, the Duardin can summon reinforcements. So on a 4+, they can get a unit, which they can't. So Belegar here is going to cast Oath of Vengeance on the Blood Warriors here. So anybody who attacks them gets an extra attack. Okay, so now the Rune Lord is going to cast Ancestral Shield on the Hammers here. So that goes off on a 2+, which it does. So they get a 6+ ward. Okay, so it's the start of the movement, and the Dwarf Bomber, Gyro Bomber here is going to do a bombing run across the Blood Warriors. So he's going to move 6 up to there and then just 3 inches across, so you can just drop a bomb on this guy here. So on a 4+, the bomb does D3 mortal wounds, which it does, and see how many wounds? 2 wounds, so that will
dead and one's
kill 1 guy and take 1 guy down to 1 wound. And next Vandus is just going to move up to within 3 inches of the Blood Warriors. And next the Hammers are going to move up to within 3 inches of the Blood Warriors. Trying to make sure that Realmgate doesn't lose his last 4 wounds. And the Rune Lord here is moving up to 3 inches of the Blood Warriors. And now the remaining Dwarf Warriors are moving up 4. Getting ready for a charge on the Bloodstoker if you can. And now Belegar is going to move up. I think he's trying to get away from that bubbling geyser after all the damage is done to him.
that stuff.
So we're into the shooting phase, and the Gyro Bomber is going to start shooting at the Blood Warriors here. So we've got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. And
-1 rend.
-1 rend, so it's a 5+ save. Ooh, so 1 wound, so 1 more guy's dead. And next the Organ Gun is going to shoot the Blood Warriors with 3 barrels, so
3+,
3+.
Because of the engineer.
Yep, so it makes it. So that's 3d6 attacks. So we have 8 attacks and hitting on 3s. So that is 5 hits. Wounding on
3s.
3s.
Okay.
So that's 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
Any rend?
There is 1 minus 1 rend.
Okay, so 5 plus. So that's 1 more wound. So let's put one of these onto 1 wound. And next, Dracoth here is going to use a Storm Breath on the Blood Warriors, just in front here. So the Blood Warriors, it's on a 4 plus.
Yep, 4 plus.
Which it does, and D3 mortal wounds.
Okay,
so that is 2 wounds. So 1 more dead and 1 down to 1 wound. So we're down to 2 guys. And next, Grim Burloxen here, he's going to use his Grudge Raker, which is a missile weapon on the Blood Warriors. So that's a D6 attacks. Ooh, 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Is 4 hits.
4 hits.
Wounding on 3s.
Okay, so
4 wounds and a -1 rend, so 5 plus save. So that is 2 wounds.
So one
champion's down to 1 wound.
Okay, now he's going to shoot his pistols.
And now his brace of pistols on the last remaining Blood Warrior. So that's 2 attacks hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Haha. So nothing there. Okay, and we're into the charge phase now, and the Rune Lord here is going to try and attack or charge the last Blood Warrior. So 3 plus, which he makes. So in he goes. And next, these Dwarf Warriors are going to try and charge the Bloodstoker. So he needs an 8 plus, which he doesn't do, so failed charge there. And next, Vandus is going to charge the Blood Warrior as well, just make sure he's dead. So that's a 3 plus, which he makes.
Yep.
So in he goes. And now the Hammers here are going to charge the Blood Secretor. So we need 8 inches to make that charge, which they don't, so they just stay where they are. So we're into the combat phase, and Vandus here, because he charged, he gets an extra D3 attacks, which is 2. So he gets, that is 5 attacks with Tempestus Hammer. So hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s, or sorry, 2s.
Yep.
That's 3 wounds.
So D3 damage each.
Yep, D3 damage.
You need to make a
yep,
save.
give me 3 saves of a 5 plus, because -1 rend. So that's 1 wound.
Okay.
D3 damage.
Doesn't really matter because he's dead.
Yeah, so that's 1 wound, so he is dead. So we're into the battle shock phase, and the Dwarf Warriors here, they lost 3 guys this turn, so let's roll a D6. And that is 5, so 8, and the bravery 6, so that's
2 of them dead.
Yeah, 2 of them dead. So we're down to two warriors left. So that brings us to the end of battle round 2, so let's roll for battle round 3. So Chaos get a 4 and a 5 for the Stormcast, or sorry, the Duardin. Okay, so let's see which guys erupts here. So it's a 3. So
this
that
one again. So this unit suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Dwarf Warriors again. That's 2 wounds. So
both dead.
They're wiped out by the geysers. The geysers doing much more damage to you than I am. So start the hero phase in battle round 3, and Belegar here is going to cast Inspiring Presence on the Hammers, and also the Rune Lord is going to cast Forge Fire, which gives them an extra -1 rend. So that's a 2 plus for Forge Fire to go off, which it does. And now the Duardin are going to try and summon reinforcements, so on a 4 plus they can get back a unit, which they can. And the Duardin, they've summoned their unit of Dwarf Warriors back, and they're placed just there. So into the movement phase, and the Jarrow Bomber is going to move up to here. And now the Hammers are going to move 4 inches towards the Blood Secretor. And now Vandus is moving up to within 3 inches of the Blood Secretor. And now Belegar is going to run towards the Realmgate, so d6 plus 4.
Okay,
That's
so
8 inches.
8 inches. So I'm just going to put him on top there to defend the Realmgate.
Epic. So we're into the shooting phase now, and the gyro bomber is going to shoot at the Bloodsecrator here. So it's 4 attacks, hitting on 3s or 4s. Yeah.
So 1 attack, 1 hit.
1 hit, wounding on
3s.
So
Does, so
one
it's
wound.
-1 rend, so it's 4 plus save.
Yeah, 4 plus save, which he makes. And now Vandus's or Dracoth Storm Breath on the Bloodsecrator here.
So 4 plus.
Yep, so 4 plus, which it doesn't
make.
Go off. And next, the organ gun is going to shoot the Bloodsecrator here with all 4 barrels.
Yeah,
so it's 4 plus rerollable. Okay, so reroll.
Okay, so
Ooh,
it doesn't do anything.
it jams. Okay, now Grim Burloxen is going to shoot the Bloodstoker there. So it's d6 attacks. 2. And hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit. Wounding on
3s.
3, which it does.
-1 rend.
So that's a 5 plus save, which you don't make. So I'm down to 4 wounds.
Okay.
So we're into the charge phase now, and the Dwarf Warriors are going to try and charge the Bloodstoker there. So 8 inches. Which
they
don't make, so they just stay where they are. Now here, Vandus is going to charge the Bloodsecrator, so 3, which he makes. So in he goes. And the hammers as well, 3, which they also make. So starting the combat phase here with Vandus, so that's an extra d3 attacks because he charged. So that is 3, so it's 6 attacks with the Tempestos hammer, so hitting on 3s. So that's 4 hits, wounding on 2s. So that's 4 wounds, and there's a -1 rend.
Okay, so
that is a save of 4 plus. So that's 2 damage or 2d3 damage. Ooh, which is 4 wounds, so he's actually dead.
Wow.
So that brings Battle Round 3 to an end for the Duardin and into Chaos Battle Round 3. So we'll start by seeing which guys are erupts. And it is 1, which is this one. So
that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So we just have the Bloodstoker on the field, so there's nothing to do in the hero phase, unless he wants to whip himself. So we're straight into movement and summon reinforcements, or Wrath Awakened. So 3 plus, let's see if our Korghrath comes on. Which he doesn't, and Korghus Khul, 3 plus.
Which he does. 5.
Yep, he does on a 5. That's good news. And we can also check for our dead units, whether they come back. So let's see, our Bloodsecrator. Yep, he's back. Our Blood Warriors, 3 plus. Yep, they're back. And the Reavers, 3 plus. No, they're not back. So the reinforcements have arrived and they've been set up on this side of the battlefield. So we've got Korghus Khul and the Bloodsecrator up there. And then we've got the Blood Warriors over here next to the Bloodstoker. Okay, so movement phase, and the Bloodstoker is just going to move 6 inches along to there. So I don't have any shooting, so I'll go straight into the charge phase. I'm going to charge the Dwarf Warriors with the Bloodstoker there. So we need 3 plus, which we make. So Bloodstoker moves in. And then we're straight into the combat. So we'll start with the Torture Blade. So that's 3 attacks and hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on 3s. 1 wound and no rend.
Okay, so that's 5 plus.
So 5 plus save here.
Which
doesn't make, so
1 is dead.
And now the Blood Whip, which is 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. No wounds. So nothing there. So
okay.
So the Dwarf Warriors are going to pile in here. Okay, so we've got 8 attacks here. So hitting on 4s. That is a bad roll.
Yeah.
2 hits. Wounding on
3s.
3s. And no wounds.
So nothing.
But you can reroll that 1, right? Because
yes, I can.
it's in my combat phase.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 1 wound
With
minus 1 rend.
Minus 1 rend, so that is 5+ save, which I make.
Okay.
So we're into the battle shock phase, and the dwarf warriors took 1 casualty. So
Okay.
let's roll d6, 3. So that's okay. We'll use up 3. So none of them flee.
Okay.
So that is the end of battle round 3. Okay, so we are starting battle round 4 now. This could be the final battle round. We'll have to roll a dice at the end and see. So let's see who starts. And for the chaos, we have a 4 and a 6 for the Duardin. So Duardin to start. So let's see which geyser erupts. And that is 6, which is, oh, let's re-roll that.
Oh yeah.
2, so that's this one. So is anything within 6 inches of that?
I don't think so.
No, it's okay. So start the hero phase, and the Rune Lord here is going to cast Forge Fire on the Dwarf Warriors, so that's 2+, which it makes.
Yep.
And now Belegar here is going to cast Inspiring Presence on the Warriors also. And now we're going to roll to see if the Duardin can summon another unit, so 4+, which they don't make. So start the movement, and Grimber Loxon's going to move a little bit forward just to get in range of the Blood Warriors with his missile weapons. And now Vandus here is going to run, so that is 5. So
15 inches.
15 inches he can move. And now the hammers are going to run, so a d6 is 6 plus 4, so they can move 10 inches.
10 inches.
Never seen a dwarf move so fast. And now the jar bomber is moving up 12 inches. So start the shooting phase, and the jar bomber is going to shoot at the Blood Warriors, so that's 4 attacks.
4+ to hit.
18 on 4s.
Okay, wow.
No hits.
Nothing.
Whoa. And next the organ gun is going to shoot at the Blood Warriors, so
On
4 barrels here, so a 4+, rerollable, which it jams, reroll, and it makes it. So that's 4d6 attacks. That is 9 attacks. Hitting on 3s is 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, and wounding on 3s also. So that is 3 wounds. Minus 1 rend, so that's a 5+ save. So that's 3 wounds, so one's dead and one's down to 1 wound. And now Grimber Loxon is going to shoot the Blood Warriors. So let's start with Drudge Raker, so d6 attacks. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. So that is 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is no wounds. So into the combat, and the warriors here with 8 attacks. So
hitting on 4s?
Hitting on 4s here. That is 4 hits, wounding on 3s. So that is 3 wounds, and because you've got Forge Fire on them, that's actually -1 goes to a -2 rend.
Yeah.
So that is a save of a 6+. So 2 wounds. So he is down to 2 wounds. Okay, so we'll start with Torture Blade. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. All of them. Wounding on 3s. All of them. And there's no rend there. So
it's going to be 5+ save.
5+ save.
Okay,
so 2 dead.
2 dead.
And now the Blood Whip. So 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound, and there's no rend, so 5+ save.
She
doesn't make, so another one dead.
1 dead.
And because they've got Inspiring Presence, there's going to be no Battle Shock test there.
Yep.
So that's the end of turn 4 for the...
There is a Battle Shock test on this guy.
Ah, yeah, you're right. Okay, so we're into Battle Shock, and the Blood Warriors there, they lost 1. plus a 2, so that's 3, so none of
Yeah.
them flee. So it's the end of battle round 4 for the... So we'll start by seeing which geyser blows up. So that is number 4, so that is here.
Okay, so that's going to be the gyro bomber.
Yeah, anything within 6 inches, so Vandus is okay, just the gyro bomber.
Yeah, so D3, he takes D3 mortal wounds.
Yep, so D3 mortal wounds is 2.
So
He's down to 3 wounds. So we'll start the hero phase, and Korghus Khul is going to use his command ability Gore Lord on the Blood Secretor and the Blood Warriors, so they can charge with 3 dice, picking the 2 highest. So to start the movement phase, I'm going to roll for reinforcements. So the Korghraths on a 3+, yay, he makes it on. And the Reavers, no, they don't. Korghrath's been set up there, but he can't do anything this turn, or his movement's over for this turn. Movement here, the Korghus Khul is going to move 5 inches, just down here, and my Blood Secretor is going to move 4 inches down here. And the Blood Warriors are just going to move up to within 3 inches of the Dwarf Warriors. So into the shooting, and the Korghrath is going to use his Bone Tentacles on the Dwarf Warriors here. So that is 3 attacks, hitting on a 3+, 2 wounding on a 4+, 1 wound with no rend,
okay, so that's a
5+ save. So he makes it, so no damage. That's the shooting phase over, and we're into the charge phase, and Korghus Khul is going to go straight for the Realmgate. So we need 8 on 2 dice to do that, so let's see, important roll. 8, wow, so he's in there. Okay, the Blood Secretor is going to do the same thing, so we need 11 to get to the Realmgate, which we don't make. And the Blood Warriors over here, they need 3 to get into the Dwarf Warriors, which they do. So in they go. Okay, so combat here with the Korghus Khul against the Realmgate to start with. So we've got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Wow, only 1 hits. Wounding on 3s, which it does.
Okay, and rend?
Now there's a save of 4+ with the -1 rend, so,
okay, so
4+. Yep. Which it doesn't make. So it's no. It's a D3 wounds.
Oh, okay.
So that is 3 wounds.
Wow, it's down to 1 wound.
So the Realmgate's on 1 wound, and we've still got the Fleshhound's Blood Dark Claws here.
Ooh.
So we've got 4 attacks hitting on 3s. 3 hits, wounding on 4s. 2 wounds, no rend.
Okay,
so you need 2 saves of a 3+ here.
This is it.
Yeah. Oh, and he makes it. So the Realmgate's still alive on 1 wound. Okay, so now the Dwarf Warriors are going to hit the Bloodstoker here. So 8 attacks.
4+.
Hitting on 4s.
So that is 4
hits. Wounding on 3s. So that is 3 wounds. And there is a -2 rend.
Yep.
So that's 6+ save for the Bloodstoker. So that's 3 wounds. So he is dead.
Yeah.
And now the Blood Warrior is here, hitting the Warriors. So it's 9 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. So that is 4 wounds. 5+ save for the Dwarfs. So that is, 3 of them saved, so just one dead. So that is the end of battle round 4. So because of impending doom, we need to roll now to see whether we go into battle round 5. So that's a 3+ to continue, which we do. So we get battle round 5. So now rolling to see who starts the round, and that's a 1 for Chaos, and a 4 for the Hammers, or the Dwarfs.
Duardin.
Let's see which geyser erupts this turn. And that is 1. So this one doesn't do anything. And now for reinforcements, 4+. So no reinforcements come on. And the hero phase, so Belegar is going to use his Oath of Vengeance on Korghus Khul, so that means everybody gets an extra attack against him.
Every dwarf, yeah.
Every dwarf, yeah. And the Rune Lord here is going to cast Forge Fire on the hammers, so
Yes,
that's a 2+ to go off.
Which it does.
Which it does. So they get an extra -1 rend. So start the movement, and Vandus is just going to move around a little bit, but he's still within 3 inches of, or just at 3 inches of Korghus Khul. And next the hammers are going to move up 4 inches just to get within 3 inches of Korghus Khul. And now the Rune Lord's moving around the gate 4 inches. And now Belegar is going to move around the gate, just trying to get within charge range of Korghus. Korghus. And next the Jar Bomber is going to attempt to do a bombing pass over Korghus here. So
run in.
2 inches. Plus is 12 normal, so that's 14. You can't really, because you'll be within 3 inches of him. So
I can't do that.
So the Jar Bomber is just going to stay where it is. And next the Jar Bomber is going to shoot Korghus Khul. So that's 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
-1 rend.
So that's a 4+ save, which he doesn't make. Down to 5 wounds. And now Dracoth is going to Storm Breath on Korghus Khul. So that's a 4+. Which he doesn't make. And now the organ gun's going to shoot all 4 of his barrels at Korghus Khul. So
going to try to.
Yep, so that's a 4+, rerollable.
Okay.
Rerollable. Oh, okay, it makes it. So 46 attacks. That is for 8 attacks.
8 attacks.
And you're hitting on
3s.
Yep, hitting on 3s, so that is 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's 3 wounds. Any rend?
-1 rend.
So that's a 4+ save. So 2 more wounds. He's down to 3 wounds. And now Grim Burloxen is going to shoot Korghus Khul. So
D6 attacks.
D6 attacks. This is with Grudge Raker.
3 to hit.
4 attacks hitting on 3s. So that is 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, -1 rend, so that's a 4+ save. 2 more wounds, so he's down to 1 wound. Ooh.
I think I'll get him on the charge.
Yeah, I think he's going to get it. Okay, so now the Brace of Pistols, that is 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. So nothing there, so he's still on 1 wound. So into the charge phase, and Vandus is going to charge here, so he needs a 3.
He makes it. 8.
And next the hammers here, they need a 3, I think.
Yeah, 3.
Which they make.
Yep, so they are in.
So start the combat phase, and Vandus is going to attack first, so D3 extra attacks because he charged. So that is 2, so he's got 5 attacks. So 5 attacks hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. That's 3 wounds, and a -1 rend, so that is a 4+ save.
Hey, wow.
Failed all 3 of them, so
so
basically 3d3 damage and he's dead. Yeah, he's only on 1 wound. So off he goes. And now my Blood Warriors here are going to attack the Dwarfs. So that's 9 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. So that is 3 wounds.
Okay, 5+ save.
Yep.
Okay,
that
so
2 are dead. And Dwarfs piling in just to get back in coherency. Okay, so the Dwarfs attacking here, so there's 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, 2 hits, wounding on 3s, 1 wound, and a -1 rend, so that is a 5+ save.
Doesn't make, so 1
wound. Yeah, 1 dead. Okay, so into the battle shock phase, and 2 of the dwarfs were killed, so
bravery 6.
So that is 7, so 1 of them flee.
Okay, so.
And for the blood warriors, their test is a 6 plus 1 casualty is 7.
Okay.
And they are bravery 6, so 1 of them
dead.
flee. So it's into battle round 5 for the chaos. Let's see which geyser goes off. Number 6. Oh, well, we reroll that. Number 6, reroll that. 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
So both the dwarf warriors, they take a d3 mortal wounds. So that is 2 wounds.
So both of them are dead.
So they got finished off by the geyser. And the blood warriors take a d3 mortal wounds. 1.
So 1 is down to 1 wound.
Down to 1 wound. And my Bloodsecrator is going to plant his Portal of Skulls where he is. And start the movement. So let's see what reinforcements come on. So Korghus Khul. 2, so no, he's not on. 3 plus the Reavers, which they come on. So the Reavers have just set up here on this board edge. And rolling for the Bloodstoker. 3, so he comes on as well. We'll just set up there. Blood Warriors are going to move up to within 3 inches of the Realmgate. Korghus is going to move 6 inches, so he's just going to move down here. And into the shooting phase, and the Korghus is going to shoot Vandus. So that's 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, so nothing there. So into the critical phase here, the charge phase. So the Korghus is going to try and charge the Realmgate here. So we need 7, which we make 7. And the Blood Warriors, they need 3 to get in, which they also make. I think the Realmgate's going down. Okay, so combat here, and the Korghus is going to go first, and he's going to attack the Realmgate. So he's got 5 attacks with his claws and fangs, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, 3 wounds with a -1 rend.
So 4 plus.
You need 3 4 pluses here, or the Realmgate is destroyed.
Yeah. Here we go.
And boom!
Oh.
Boom! The Realmgate is no more. Destroyed. And that signals the end of the game and a win for Chaos, a major victory.
Wow.
So let's get into the post-match. So into the post-match, and yeah, that was quite a good game.
Yeah.
Chaos finally snagged it at the end. I was quite surprised that the Realmgate took damage so quickly. Like, you know, the Blood Warriors, they knocked off half his health straight away. And as soon as the Korghus got on it, it was really a case of you trying to block my guys from getting to it.
Yeah, I tried, but dwarves are pretty slow.
yeah, and you had all your guys over on the other side, didn't you? From
even Vandus couldn't bring it back at the last second, but
yeah.
You know.
But that was a really cool game. Like, I really liked playing in the Realm of Fire.
Yeah, I found them geysers to be quite annoying.
Yeah,
they killed my cannon in turn 2, and they almost killed Belegar, my
took him
general.
down to, was it 3 turns in a row where he was taking wounds from that number 2 geyser. And
so pretty unlucky with the dice roll for which geyser went off. Though, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, that was good. I really enjoyed it, and it was quite fun playing in a different type of, you know.
I really like that organ
background
gun.
Here. Yeah, it does a lot of shots, doesn't it? And if you've got the engineer and the 4 plus,
oh yeah, I think an engineer is a must. I think.
Yeah, if you want to use all of his barrels.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed the game, guys, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, or check us out on tabletopminis.com. And if you'd like to support us, we've got a Patreon campaign going, and the details are below, so we can continue to make videos like this. Yeah, great. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
See ya.